Hey guys, it's Rye here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you some very exciting content, I think, anyway. So I participated in this last year and I really wanted to do it again, and today is the first, so I really need to get this up even though I've done the roles already. I just haven't gotten the video up. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So for today's video, I am going to be talking to you, as the title probably says, about my September TBR and also my Bookopoly TBR. So I hope my air conditioner is not too loud. You're right in front of the vent, but we'll see. But anyway, so basically Bookopoly is a readathon for the month of September, started by Becca from Becca in the Book. I'll leave her channel link below if I remember. And it's basically a month-long readathon where you follow her board, which if I have her board, so you follow the spaces on the board like a game of Monopoly, and whatever you land on is the prompt that you're going to follow for the book. Ooh, my lighting just changed so much. But anyway, so that's what I did, and I went through all my roles. You'll get to see them because I filmed myself doing it. And yeah, I also have some books for the month of September that I also want to get to for just my own personal reading, as well as the Twisted and Taboo readathon, which is also this month, but I think I'm going to film that TBR separate because I haven't completely decided what I want to read yet. But anyway, so let's get on to the first roll. Alright, so I hope this is good. I haven't filmed on my phone like this in a very long time, so we shall see. Roll number 1. Ooh, 10. I'll take my little person. Hope you can see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dice roulette. Each dot rolled represents 50 pages. Pick a book that is a similar length to the number of pages, the number you rolled. If you can't find a book to fit the correct page numbers, find a book as close as possible. Alright. See what we get. $11. So for roll number 1, I landed on dice roulette, and for this space you have to roll again, as you saw, and I got an 11, and so I needed to pick a book between 524 pages and 574 pages, and so for that I picked Any Way the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. Now this is the third book in the Simon Snow trilogy, and like I said, it follows Simon Snow as he kind of navigates life with powers. Basically, this is like the Harry Potter Chosen One type story, except for Simon seems to do all the things wrong. In the very first book, you follow Simon and Agatha and Penelope and Baz, who is Simon's roommate, and this is also a like dreary fanfic type story where it's like Draco and Harry and their romance, so that's why I picked it up. And then I just ended up enjoying it and I kept going with it. So yeah, this one is 572 pages, I think I checked and saw. So I picked this one up. So on to our next roll. Alright, roll number 2. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Publish or set since the year 2020. Okay, I can do that. So for roll number 2, I landed on a book published or set after 2020, and so, or in or after 2020, I think it was. But anyway, so this one I chose Broken Bonds by Jay Bree. Now this one I don't own, so I'm just gonna put it up right here. But this one follows a girl who lives in a world where you have your bond mates, and she is like the princess of this land, and when her kingdom ends up in trouble, she runs away because she believes that it's the best thing for her kingdom for her not to be with her bonded mates. And I think it's like 4 years pass or something like that, and she comes back and she realizes that the men who were waiting around for her, her mates, are very angry with her, and it's kind of her figuring out how to save her people while also learning the dynamic of this like polyamorous relationship that's going on. That's about all I know. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I know a lot of people do. I think it's like 5 books in the series. I'm hoping I really like it. It sounds really good, but we'll have to wait and see. So, on to roll number 3. Roll number 3. 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, chance card. Okay. I'm gonna shuffle these because I actually know what's on the top. Because I didn't shuffle them, I just like picked them up after writing them. Okay. So just gonna pick one. The deal. Oh. Okay. I've been avoiding it forever, I guess. That's what I'm reading. The Deal by L. Kennedy. So for roll number 3, I landed on chance, and I had to pull a card, and through luck of the draw, I landed on The Deal by L. Kennedy. Now, this one is the first book in her off-campus series. Yeah. And I actually have never read an L. Kennedy book. I know a lot of people really love her books. I've owned her books for a while. I just haven't read them. And I think the reason is, 1, because I'm not the biggest fan of sports romance, and 2, because I don't know. Hyped books don't tend to work for me. Like, there's always something missing in it for me, so I don't tend to pick them up very often. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I know this one follows a girl named Hannah, who is trying to attract this guy that she really wants. And so to do that, she decides to tutor the captain of the hockey team, or the star player of the hockey team, so that he will fake date her to help her win over this guy that she really wants to be with. And then along the way, they end up falling in love with each other. Like I said, I don't know how I like this. I do have it on audio, so it should be like a quick, easy read for me. I'll probably listen to it while I'm at work, but I don't know. We'll have to see how I like this one. But that was my roll number 3. Alright. Roll number 4. You guys can't see that. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3. A book set in autumn, or something that gives autumn vibes. Okay, so for roll number 4, I landed on autumn. And for me, an autumn read is a cozy read or a dark, spooky read. It could be dark academia, it could be like a thriller, something like that. Or it can be something that I feel is cozy and comforting. So what I picked, I ended up going more the dark academia type vibe. And so for that, I picked up Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This book I've owned for a very long time. I actually have it in a video you'll probably see soon because it's already edited. I just haven't made it public yet. But It's for books that I either need to read and enjoy or get rid of. And I know this one follows a girl who ends up getting the opportunity to go to Yale, and she is supposed to be observing these secret societies that use magic. I think that's about it. That's about all I know anyway. But yeah, I've heard it's good. I've never read a Lee Bardugo, but yeah, so I've had a bunch of books just sitting on my shelves, and I kind of want to get through them, like I said. But yeah, so night path. If I don't roll a double, then I'll just go up to 6 or 7 because I can. Nine. Can you tell? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Multi-perspective. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Alright, so for rule number 5, I originally planned on only doing 5 rolls, but because I didn't end up getting any doubles, I decided to go on and do 6, which is interesting because you'll see in a second. But for rule number 5, I landed on multi-perspective, and I could have picked any book because most of the books that I read are multi-perspective, but I chose to pick one that I actually need to finish anyway, and that is Heartless Sky, which is book 7 in the Zodiac Academy series by Carolyn Peckham and Susan Valenti. Sorry, that was just like a moment of freezing. Anyway, so this series follows Tori and Darcy, and they are twins who were switched at birth with humans. And when I think they're like 20 or 19, they end up getting approached by a man who tells them they are the long lost princesses of this world, this Fae world, and that he needs them to come back home with him to claim their throne. And in order to claim their throne, they have to attend Zodiac Academy and develop their powers. And then awaiting them at this school is also 4 heirs. So this is definitely like a bully. I don't want to say bully romance because I feel like that gives off the wrong vibe. I'm going to put this down because it's heavy and it's like a chunker. But it is a bully romance, but it doesn't start off as a bully romance. It literally just starts off as a bully book. And I don't want to give people the wrong idea that it's a romance. It is a romance. You do get romance in there, but it is very like slow burn. It takes time to develop a romance, which I think in a bully one is kind of nice. Especially when you start off literally hating all the like male main characters because they all act like dicks pretty much. But anyway, so yeah, it's basically them going to the school, learning their powers, also while trying to stay away from the heirs. But yeah, so that's book number 5. All right, 6. And it's a double, which is actually kind of fine because that was going to be my last roll. So I'll just roll again. And it's a 4. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Most recent purchase. I have no clue what that is. So I guess we'll figure it out together. Oh, I have to think about that. Alright, so for roll number 6, I landed on recent purchase, which is kind of funny because since I've actually bought another book, but I'm going to keep the one that I originally picked at the time of me doing this. I should probably tell you this is like my 3rd time filming this part of the video because things happen. Like things have happened so many times in between me doing it. But anyway, so I'm just going to stick with the book that I originally had as my most recent purchase at the time of me originally filming the first part. So that was The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Now this book I was already going to read anyway. I'm buddy reading it with my mom because she watched the show and she fell in love with it, and I wanted to watch the show but I hadn't yet. And she said, well, I'm going to read the books anyway. Do you want to read it with me? And so I said, yeah, I'll read the books. And so I picked up the book, and I still haven't watched the show, by the way. So, yeah. So, Wheel of Time. The book that I could have read, which is probably going to shoot me in the foot in the end, but we'll see, was Crumbs by Danny Sterling. And I literally just bought this yesterday. But it's fine. It's fine. It's still a chunky book, so it's not. It's just nicer because it's a graphic novel. But I'm just going to stick with Wheel of Time. It's cool. We'll do. It's not a big deal. So, I don't actually really know what this is about. Because, like I said, I haven't watched the show. And, obviously, I haven't read the book. So, I'm just going to read you the synopsis. It says, when she arrives in a small village in the Two Rivers, Moraine discovers 3 young men, each of whom might be the long-awaited and reviled chosen one, the Dragon Reborn. But she is not the only stranger new to the village, nor the only one searching. In a race against time and the agents of the shadow, she must guide her charges through lands of myth and legend, toward allies both new and old, and into the footsteps of prophecy. The Wheel of Time turns, and an epic adventure begins. So that's about all I know. I don't know any more than that, and I actually haven't asked my mom about what the show's about either, so I guess we'll figure this out together. And because my 6th roll landed on a double, I now have the 7th roll, so we'll see the 7th roll. Alright, so hopefully our final roll, I don't roll another double, which I don't think I will. Actually, this one hasn't been super doubly, which I'm not mad at. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. TBR vet. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. Alright, so for roll number 7, I landed on TBR vet. And like I said, there's like a running theme throughout this whole TBR of reading books that I've just kind of had sitting on my shelves. And this is a book that I've said multiple times that I would read, and I still haven't read it yet. So that is Unbreak My Heart by Nicole Jacqueline, and this one follows Kate, and Kate and Rachel were best friends, and Rachel married the man that Kate was in love with, basically, and they got married, had a family, lived a life, and then Rachel dies in a car accident, and Kate decides to kind of help Rachel's husband and I think they have 4 kids. 3 or 4 kids. Oh no, 4 kids. Because she was pregnant with the 4th child, and the 4th child lives. So she decides to help Rachel's husband take care of the 4 kids because he's never had to do it on his own. He's a military husband, and so he's never really dealt with his children on his own. They're kind of almost estranged to him, and he's still trying to cope with the death of his wife. So she does that, and along the way they find out that they're in love with each other, but they're also trying to cope with the guilt of wanting each other when the person that they love is now gone. So I know it's that kind of story. So yeah. So I don't know. I picked this book because I said it was a book that would make me cry, and I don't even remember who recommended this book to me, but they said it was a very sad story and a very touching story, and it would make me cry. So I'm hoping that's true. We shall see, but so I have that. And that's my Bookopoly TBR. So now I'm going to just talk to you about some books that I actually want to read in the month of September. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but I do want to at least get to some of them. So, like I said, the Twisted and Taboo readathon is this month. It's from the 16th of September to the 19th of September. I think I'm just going to do a separate TBR for it, or a separate TBR video for it, because I don't know what I'm going to read yet. But obviously, I am going to read the group book, which is Forbidden by Regina Wade, I think it is. And I don't know anything about it, so I can't even tell you. So we'll have to see it together. But that's the first book I know that I'm going to read this month. And then another book that I want to get to is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. So this book I've actually owned and then gotten rid of because I hadn't read it, and then I bought it again. So this time we're going to read it. I loved the TV show A Discovery of Witches. I loved the whole story. I don't know if I'll love this. Books and shows can sometimes be very different. So we'll see if I end up enjoying it. But I do want to give it a try. We'll see how it goes. This follows Diana, who is a historian, and her specialty is alchemy, right? And she ends up at Oxford, where she ends up discovering a magical alchemical manuscript. Wow. She ends up discovering a magical alchemical manuscript that nobody has been able to find for centuries. And from there, things take off because she ends up meeting Matthew, who is a vampire, and he basically tells her that this book could be the solution to what all of these creatures are looking for, because people in the creature world are starting to go crazy or lose their powers, or be unable to sire new vampires, things like that. And so he's been searching for the book for that reason, to kind of like fix this problem with the creature world, whereas others believe that it is a book of creation as well as unmaking, so that they can unmake certain species. And so Matthew and Diana kind of end up teaming up to refine this book and save the creature world, basically. Like I said, I enjoyed the show. I watched the whole thing. So hopefully I'll end up enjoying the book just as much, but we'll see. Then I would like to get to Rise of the King by Bella Matthews. And this one, I know, is a mafia kind of second chance, but not really. So basically, it's about this mafia princess who ran away, and she ends up coming back home, and this guy named, I think it's Sam, who is like the leader of the mafia, he decides he's going to take her for himself. She was supposed to be his bride, and she ran away from it, and now that she's back, he's determined to kind of take her for his own. I don't know if I'm going to love this, but I do have it. I got it in a book box, and as like the rest of this TBR is going, I kind of want to just read the books that I own. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it has sounded good. It does intrigue me, and I always love a good mafia book, so we'll see what I think of that. So the next book that I want to read in the month of September is Their Vicious Darling by Nikki St. Crow. So this is the third book in the, what is it called? It's the third book in the Vicious Lost Boys series, and this is a kind of dark Peter Pan retelling where it's almost reverse harem. So basically it follows a girl named Winnie, who she turns 18. Her mom has done everything to prevent Pan from coming for her, because darling women know that on their 18th birthday, Peter Pan always comes for them. But when they return from being in Neverland, they end up very different from when they left, and not quite whole. So her mother has done everything to prevent this from happening to Winnie, even at the expense of her daughter's like health, happiness, whatever. But of course, Pan ends up coming for her anyway. He takes her away to Neverland, and you find out once he has gotten her there that the reason why he keeps taking all of these darling women is because there's something that he wants from them that they hold within their memories that he can't seem to get back. And so the story kind of takes off from there. It's about Winnie and the Lost Boys and Pan and their kind of relationship together. I mean, there's a lot of overarching plots in this, but overall, that's the main idea. Yeah, so I really want to get to that. And my battery's flashing, so I am going to change it, and then hopefully the angle won't be too different. But I'm going to change it, and then we'll finish this. Alright, so then I would also like to read Madhouse by Liza James, and this one I know is a sapphic, dark romance. We'll see if I like this, but I want to read more sapphic romances, and there's not a ton that aren't like rom-com-y type ones that I found, so there's not a ton that I found that are very dark, I should say. I should stop pointing at you, sorry. But yeah, so I want to read that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I haven't found a sapphic one that I've actually loved, but I'm hoping that this will be it, because I love a good dark romance. But we'll have to see how it goes. Then there is Mercy by Sarah Kate. I have actually started this morning. It follows, oh, what is her name? It's an M. I want to call her Maggie. I think her name is Maggie. Basically, this series follows a group of people who wanted to open up a club that catered to all people's sexual preferences. And in this particular story, you follow Maggie, who is one of the owners of this company. And she is kind of like starting to explore her sexual natures, what she likes, what she doesn't like, and she realizes that she likes to dominate men. And so she enters this like app to find her match, and it ends up being the son of one of her best friends who also owns the sex club, and it's their story. And I don't know. Some of these books I've loved, some of them I've liked, but I haven't loved them. So we'll have to see if I really, really enjoy this or not. I'm hoping I love it. Fingers crossed. But there's never been a book that I've disliked completely by Sarah Kate. It's just been some books that I've loved, and then some books that have just been, oh, that was good, but it wasn't like amazing to me. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping I really like this one because it sounds right up my alley. And the last book that I know I want to get to this month is for a book club, and that is Lola and the Millionaires by Catherine Moon. And this one, all I know about it is it's Omegaverse, which I've only read a couple of Omegaverse ones, and most of them were either all male, or it was multiple females and males, but it just didn't work for me. So we'll see. I think the ones where it was like multiple females and males, it was just too big of a group of people, and that's why it didn't work for me. So I'm hoping that this works. We'll see. I'm hoping I really like it though. But that is it. That is all the books that I plan to read for the month of September, or I hope to read for the month of September. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. As usual, I'll leave all the books linked down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe if you want it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.